Hi, it's Miss Northworthy. Today we're going to be talking about relative pronouns. So a relative pronoun is a pronoun that introduces a dependent clause, and that pronoun then will act as the subject of the clause. Relative pronouns sound like they are. They relate to a noun or a pronoun that's already in the sentence. Here are your 5 common relative pronouns: that, which, who, whom, whose. Pay attention to how which is spelled. It's W-H-I-C-H, okay? Now, look at what these words will tell more about. The word that will tell more about things. We read the book that contains information about Abraham Lincoln. The word that needs to be telling more about a thing. So is it going to be telling more about we or the book? If you said book, you are correct. Which will tell more about things or animals. I saw the dog which ate the cake. Which is telling more about a thing or an animal. It's telling more about the dog. Who tells more about people. The lady who made the dress is waiting outside. Who made the dress is telling more about the lady. Whom. This is telling more about people when they're used as an object. The boy whom you met yesterday is my brother. Whom you met yesterday is telling more about the boy. Whose tells about people or things. The boy whose bike was stolen filed a police report. Whose bike was stolen is telling more about boy. Notice that the relative pronoun and the dependent clause comes right next to the noun that it is telling more about. Now, when relative pronouns are used in a complex sentence, there is no exact complex sentence formula. Here are some examples. The lady who made your dress is waiting outside. Where is our dependent clause? Our dependent clause, remember, will start with our relative pronoun. It is right smack in the middle of that independent clause. Look at the next one. I saw the dog which ate the cake. Here's our relative pronoun. This time, our dependent clause comes after the independent. Same with number 3. We did not know the tune that had been playing. Our dependent clause comes after the independent clause. So again, when relative pronouns are used, there is no exact complex sentence formula. Let's do some practice. We're going to quickly practice and see if we can find each dependent clause. We're going to circle the relative pronoun first. The book that I got from the library is due tomorrow. Where's your relative pronoun? If you circled that, you are correct. Where's our dependent clause? That I got from the library is due. So we're going to box this in. This is our dependent clause here. Look at number 2. My father, whom I respect, congratulated me on a job well done. Where is our relative pronoun? I see whom. Luckily for us, this dependent clause is already commaed off. Number 3. I am always frustrated by people who talk while watching a movie. Where's our relative pronoun? You said who. You're correct. Remember, relative pronouns will start our dependent clause. We talk while watching a movie is our dependent clause. Try to do number 4, 5, and 6 on your own. Let's see how you did. Alright, so in 1 through 6, we have our relative pronoun circled and our dependent clause underlined. Again, the relative pronoun that begins the dependent clause is right next to the noun it is telling more about. it wouldn't make sense to put this entire clause at the end of the sentence. The sentence would then read, the book is due tomorrow that I got from the library. What did you get from the library? Did you get tomorrow from the library? You have to make sure that you put that dependent clause with that relative pronoun right next to the noun that you want to tell more about. Now, it can get tricky because sometimes the dependent clause being used with a relative pronoun doesn't need commas, and sometimes it does need commas. Relative pronouns start dependent clauses, but these clauses don't always have to have commas. It depends if the dependent clause is essential or non-essential. Now I want you to think about the word essential and non-essential first. Think about what essential means. Essential means that things are needed. Water is essential for life. Air is essential for life. Now think about things that are non-essential. Non-essential means things that are not needed. Having a cell phone is a non-essential item that is not needed for life. So, an essential element is a clause that is essential or needed in understanding the sentence. A non-essential element is a clause that is not needed in understanding the sentence. It will be extra information. I bet you can already guess which one needs commas and which one doesn't. Essential elements, again, is a clause that is essential or needed in understanding the sentence. They are needed. Here is our example. The boy who was wearing the green shirt won the race. Which boy won the race? Oh, the one who was wearing the green shirt. This is essential in understanding who the boy is. So, we don't need commas. When you have an essential element, commas are not needed. Non-essential elements, on the other hand, are not needed. Not needed. It's like having an umbrella on a sunny day. It's non-essential. They are going to be set off by commas. Here is our example. The boy in the green shirt, who won the race, threw his hands in the air. Which boy threw his hands in the air? Oh, the one in the green shirt. We already know which boy it was. But we added extra information. Who won the race? Therefore, we had to put commas around that non-essential clause. Let's do some practice. We're going to add commas where needed. Remember, non-essential clauses have to be set off by commas. Clearance sales, which happen rarely, are great ways to save money. Ask yourself, which sales are we talking about? If you said clearance, then you're correct. So we already know which sales. For example, then, this is going to have commas. Spiders, which build beautiful webs, eat the flies they catch. Do we know which spiders? Yes, we're talking about these spiders. So we're going to have commas around which build beautiful webs. Let's look at number 3. The bicycle that I ride to school is quite old and needs some repairs. Which bicycle are we talking about? The bicycle that I ride to school is quite old and needs repairs. We need this information right here, that I ride to school, because we don't know which bicycle we're talking about. So if we need the information, then there are no commas needed. I want you to go through and look at number 4, 5, and 6. Oh, and there's 21. I don't know what 21 is doing down there, but there it is. And let's see if we can figure out where the commas go. All right? Let's see. Starting with number 4, the truck, which was a huge machine, could carry all their belongings. We already know which truck. So this is extra information. This is a non-essential clause. Non-essential, so it needs commas. Number 5, my cousin, whose guitar playing you have heard, wants to be a musician. Which cousin? Oh, my cousin. So we already know which cousin it is. Therefore, non-essential. It needs a comma around the clause. Number 6. I have a hard time believing that she really told such a lie. Do we need this clause here? I have a hard time believing what? Believing that she told such a lie. This is essential, so no comma. 21. Miss Helmuth, who was our social studies teacher, visited Rome, Italy. Which Miss Helmuth? Well, the one and only Miss Helmuth. Therefore, this clause is non-essential and has to have commas around it. Knowing where to put commas with essential and non-essential dependent clauses takes time and practice.